It's been over 14 years since Evanescence took the rock scene by storm with Fallen. While it's been anything but the standard road for Amy Lee and the band members behind her, Evanescence has always come back with something after a few years away. This time, it's a combination of electronica and symphonic rock and synthesis, remaking some of Evanescence's standout tracks while throwing in some new ones. This new venture, Synthesis, was a long time in the making. Back in May of 2017, Amy Lee talked about how she was going through the past catalog and reworking some of their songs in a stripped-down style while adding an orchestra. Take that and process it through mixing software, adding a lot of electronic beats, and you have a new synthesis. When I first heard news of a new Evanescence album, I admit I was expecting new music in entirety, not reworked songs from the ground up. In all honesty though, I get why this album may feel like something completely new, because Synthesis truly feels like every track was rewritten to accompany strings and an electronic feel. The argument in that, however, is for fans who love the original works as they were, why would they want them changed? We learned a hard lesson about that with George Lucas in the early 2000s updates. This is no way in saying Evanescence is capable of destroying their own work in a bad way like Lucas wanted to, but the idea is why fix what isn't broken? I said the vast majority of this album is reimagined Evanescence songs. There is some brand new material here though. Amy Lee even said that new Evanescence would be in the future, but as for 2017, we have Synthesis. And in this album is the song Imperfection, which is reportedly the main reason why this album was such a long time coming. Imperfection definitely showcases the writing ability of Amy Lee well and getting emotion across while including the electronic symphonic hybrid. It definitely feels like a flag-bearing track for something like Synthesis. The electronic bridges and sounds do disjoint the flow after a while, but the piano and string section make up for it. The song feels unique while still instantly being identified as Evanescence. I get the motivation for a song like this, and it feels like it could be an anthem for adolescent listeners, much like songs from Fallen were many years ago. The feel of the rest of the album, however, is more of a stroll down memory lane while wearing rose-tinted glasses. While there are some songs that do have strong changes, most of them don't sound terribly different than their original work. That's not to say there aren't a few pleasant surprises. Another somewhat new track that was originally cut from the band's third album but found its home on Synthesis is High Low, featuring the excellent Lindsey Sterling. But even with someone as energetic and masterful as Sterling, their song feels like a chore to get through in the first half before the excitement comes. What you hear in High Low, you will hear in several other songs on this album as a formula. Whether that has been a standard for over a decade or just how tracks are written on Synthesis is up for debate, but a song like this will stall and drag for the first half and the second half will become great. My Heart is Broken, Lacrimosa, Lost in Paradise, and others all have this format. But even with that criticism, and even though I didn't love this album, I can't deny how gorgeous some of this sounds. Amy Lee's voice is beautiful at points, and the symphony behind her is on point in just about every moment. It's a well-mixed album with some surprises, like a great remix in the song Imaginary, and the new version of Bring Me to Life, which will be hard to not shout Wake Me Up while listening to. The talent, artistry, creativity is all present. I understand the desire for a project like this, but as nice as some of this sounds, there is just so much time spent listening to music that you instantly forget what you just heard. It doesn't leave a huge impact. The good outweighs any bad easily because there isn't really anything bad at all, but nothing truly sweeps you off your feet in a symphonic electronic combination. Overall, this will be a solid addition to any die-hard Evanescence fan who wants to hear their favorite songs reimagined in a peaceful way. It may not satisfy casual or curious fans in that same way, but Amy Lee and company at the very least prove they can turn their own creations into a different but beautiful beast and not turn it into CGI Jabba the Hutt.